There is a moment after closeness when everything becomes quiet, the excitement fades, the energy slows down, and what remains is the natural state people fall into when there is nothing left to prove. This moment is incredibly revealing because during the build-up to intimacy, people often show their most polished version of themselves. They are attentive, charming, and focused on creating attraction. But once the moment has passed, the performance usually disappears. What you see then is the person's instinctive behavior. This is why the moments afterward can tell you more about someone's emotional investment than anything they said before. When a man feels deeply connected, he does not suddenly detach or shift his attention elsewhere. Instead, he remains present in a calm and natural way. His body language stays relaxed, his tone softens, and his focus stays with you. He is not rushing to create distance or return to distractions. He allows the moment to breathe. This presence may seem simple on the surface, but it carries powerful meaning. People instinctively stay where they feel comfortable and emotionally safe. When someone chooses to remain present after closeness rather than withdraw, it shows that the connection itself matters to them. They are not simply interested in the experience, they are interested in the person they shared it with. Presence like this is difficult to fake because it requires genuine emotional comfort. A person who feels indifferent often becomes restless, distracted, or eager to move on. But someone who feels attached tends to slow down and stay in the moment. They may start a relaxed conversation, ask how you are feeling, or simply sit quietly without tension. These small behaviors reveal that the connection is not something they are trying to escape. Instead, it is something they naturally want to remain inside. Over time, this kind of presence becomes one of the clearest signals of authentic attachment. It shows that the closeness between two people was not just about excitement or temporary attraction, it was about connection. And when someone consistently shows this calm, attentive presence after intimate moments, it reflects something deeper than charm or chemistry. It reflects genuine emotional investment. Another powerful sign of genuine emotional attachment appears in the way a man opens up after a moment of closeness. When someone is only interested in the excitement of the moment, their focus usually fades once that moment passes. Their energy shifts away, conversations become shallow, or they begin searching for distractions. But when a man feels truly connected, the opposite tends to happen. Instead of shutting down emotionally, he begins to open up. The atmosphere becomes more relaxed and he may start sharing pieces of his thoughts, experiences, or even small personal stories that he would not normally reveal easily. This kind of openness is not about dramatic confessions or intense emotional speeches. Often it shows up in simple, natural ways. He might talk about something meaningful from his past, reflect on something he has been thinking about recently, or ask thoughtful questions about your perspective on life. These moments matter because emotional openness requires trust. People rarely allow themselves to be vulnerable with someone they do not feel connected to. Vulnerability involves lowering the protective barriers we usually keep around our feelings and thoughts. When a man chooses to share more of himself after a moment of closeness, it often means he feels safe in that space with you. Safety is the foundation of real emotional connection. Without it, people tend to retreat back into guarded behavior very quickly. But when someone feels comfortable enough to stay open, conversations naturally deepen rather than disappear. The tone becomes calmer, more thoughtful, and more genuine. This is why emotional openness is difficult to fake. True vulnerability cannot be forced or sustained artificially for long. It happens naturally when someone feels seen and accepted. And when that openness appears consistently after intimate moments, it reveals something meaningful about the connection. It shows that the closeness was not simply physical or temporary. Instead, it created a space where emotional walls feel unnecessary. In many ways, these quiet conversations after the moment passes become the real foundation of connection. They transform a fleeting experience into something deeper and more lasting. A man who stays emotionally open in those moments is not just sharing time with you, he is allowing you into parts of his inner world, and that willingness often signals that the bond between you is beginning to matter far more than the moment itself. Another revealing signal of genuine attachment appears in something many people underestimate: the ability to share quiet space together. After a moment of closeness, there is often a pause where neither person feels the need to immediately fill the silence. This pause can be uncomfortable when the connection is shallow. Someone who is not emotionally invested may quickly reach for distractions, check their phone, start unnecessary conversation, or create distance. Silence in that situation feels awkward because the person does not feel truly at ease. But when a man feels deeply connected, silence often becomes peaceful rather than uncomfortable. He does not rush to escape the moment. Instead, he settles into it. You might notice him relaxing beside you, staying physically and emotionally present without urgency. There is no pressure to entertain each other or keep the energy high. The calm itself becomes the experience. This kind of quiet comfort is meaningful because it reflects emotional safety. When people feel safe with someone, they no longer feel the need to constantly perform or impress. They allow themselves to simply exist in the same space. That level of ease is difficult to fake because it comes from genuine comfort with the other person's presence. It means he does not view the moment as something that has already ended or something he needs to move past. Instead, he treats the time afterward as part of the shared connection. The silence becomes a continuation of closeness rather than the end of it. Sometimes this quiet space leads to soft conversation or light laughter, but it often begins with simple stillness. And that stillness can say a lot. It shows that he does not feel restless or eager to disconnect. He is comfortable staying exactly where he is, both physically and emotionally. Over time, moments like these reveal the difference between temporary attraction and real bonding. Temporary attraction thrives on excitement but often fades when the excitement disappears. Genuine connection, however, can exist even when nothing exciting is happening. Two people can sit quietly together and still feel close. When a man naturally leans into that quiet space instead of escaping it, he is showing that the connection itself feels valuable to him. And that quiet comfort is often one of the most honest indicators that his feelings run deeper than the moment alone. Another meaningful sign of genuine connection appears in the way a man continues to pay attention after the moment of closeness has passed. Attention is one of the clearest expressions of care because it shows where someone's focus naturally remains. When a person is only interested in the excitement of the moment, their awareness often fades afterward. Their mind begins to drift toward other things, and the sense of connection quickly weakens. But when a man feels emotionally invested, his attention does not suddenly disappear. In many cases, it becomes even more thoughtful. He notices small things about how you are feeling, whether you seem relaxed, or whether something is on your mind. These observations might show up through simple questions, gentle conversation, or quiet gestures that make you feel acknowledged. What makes this attention powerful is that it is not loud or dramatic. It shows itself through subtle actions that communicate, "I am still here with you." Genuine attention requires presence, and presence is something people rarely maintain unless the connection truly matters to them. When someone feels emotionally detached, it becomes difficult for them to stay mentally engaged. Their focus shifts outward toward distractions or obligations, but when someone cares, their attention naturally stays directed toward the person they are with. This attentiveness often creates a sense of comfort because it makes the other person feel seen rather than overlooked. It sends a quiet message that the experience was not simply about a single moment, but about sharing time together in a meaningful way. Over time, these small expressions of attention build trust. They show that the connection does not disappear once the excitement fades. Instead, the interest remains steady and genuine. A man who consistently shows this level of attentiveness is demonstrating something important about his emotional state. He is not rushing away from the closeness that just happened. He is continuing to invest in it. And that steady attention is difficult to imitate because it comes from authentic interest rather than obligation. When someone's focus naturally stays with you even after the moment has passed, it reveals that the connection holds real value in his mind. That kind of presence speaks far louder than words because it reflects sincere emotional engagement. Another sign that reveals genuine emotional attachment is the way a man continues the connection beyond the moment itself. For someone who is only focused on excitement, the experience often feels complete once the moment of closeness ends. Their mindset shifts quickly toward moving on, almost as if a chapter has closed. But when a man feels a deeper connection, the moment does not feel like an ending to him. Instead, it feels like part of an ongoing story. This difference becomes visible in the way he continues to engage with you afterward. He may start conversations that are not about the moment you just shared, but about life, ideas, or future experiences. He might talk about something he would like to do together another day, or ask questions that reveal he wants to understand you more deeply. These conversations are important because they show that his mind is not treating the connection as temporary. He is naturally extending the bond into the future. This behavior often appears in subtle ways. He might stay longer than expected, continue talking even when the room has grown quiet, or find simple reasons to keep the interaction going. None of these actions need to be dramatic to be meaningful. What matters is the intention behind them. When someone feels emotionally invested, they do not feel satisfied with a brief connection that begins and ends in a single moment. They want the connection to continue evolving. This desire creates a natural curiosity about who you are as a person, not just about the experience you shared together. It also creates a sense of patience. A man who feels hooked by the connection does not rush to close the interaction quickly. Instead, he allows time to stretch naturally because he enjoys being in your presence. That enjoyment is one of the clearest indicators of authentic attachment. People always make time for experiences that feel meaningful to them. When a man continues to build conversation, connection, and shared attention after the moment of closeness, he is demonstrating that the experience mattered to him in a deeper way. It shows that his interest did not stop when the excitement faded. Instead, it expanded into a genuine desire to keep the connection alive. Over time, this pattern becomes one of the strongest signals that the bond between two people is becoming real and emotionally significant. Another revealing sign of genuine attachment is emotional consistency after the moment has passed. Anyone can behave warmly in a single moment when emotions are high and everything feels exciting. But what truly matters is what happens afterward, and whether that same level of care continues to appear. Consistency is powerful because it shows that someone's behavior is not simply influenced by temporary emotion. Instead, it reflects a stable and genuine interest in the connection. When a man is truly invested, the way he treats you after closeness tends to remain steady. He does not suddenly become distant, distracted, or unpredictable. The same respect, attention, and calm engagement that existed during the moment continues afterward. You might notice that he still listens carefully when you speak, maintains relaxed conversation, or stays present without creating emotional distance. This steadiness creates a feeling of reliability, and reliability is one of the strongest foundations of real connection. People who are not emotionally attached often show the opposite pattern. Their behavior shifts dramatically once the excitement fades. They may become quiet in a distant way, emotionally unavailable, or eager to move on to something else. That change in energy reveals that their attention was tied only to the moment itself, But when someone feels hooked by the connection, their energy does not collapse afterward. Instead, it settles into a calm, steady presence. The connection becomes something they continue to nurture rather than something they leave behind. This consistency is difficult to fake because it requires genuine emotional alignment. Maintaining thoughtful behavior over time requires real interest and care. Without those feelings, most people eventually revert to their natural level of engagement. That is why paying attention to patterns matters more than focusing on a single moment. A man who consistently shows the same respect, attentiveness, and emotional presence after closeness is revealing something meaningful about how he truly feels. His behavior is not fluctuating with temporary excitement. It is grounded in a deeper connection. Over time, this consistent presence builds trust and emotional safety. It tells you that the bond between you is not fragile or momentary. Instead, it is something he values enough to continue showing up for, even when the excitement of the moment has already passed. Another powerful indicator of genuine attachment appears in the way a man shows curiosity about you after the moment of closeness has passed. Curiosity is often overlooked, yet it is one of the clearest signs that someone's interest is deeper than the moment itself. When a person is only focused on the excitement of the experience, their attention rarely moves beyond it. Once the moment ends, their curiosity fades as well. But when a man feels truly connected, his interest in you as a person begins to grow rather than disappear. He may ask thoughtful questions about your opinions, your experiences, or the things that matter in your life. These questions are not forced or superficial. They come naturally because he wants to understand more about who you are. This kind of curiosity reflects emotional engagement because it shifts the focus from the experience to the individual. Instead of treating the moment as the highlight, he begins to see the person he shared it with as the real focus of his attention. You might notice him listening more carefully when you speak or responding with genuine interest when you share something personal. The conversation becomes more thoughtful and the interaction feels less rushed. Curiosity like this is meaningful because it requires presence and emotional investment. People rarely spend energy exploring someone's inner world unless they feel a genuine pull toward them. When a man is hooked by the connection, learning about you becomes something he enjoys rather than something he feels obligated to do. He might ask about your passions, your ideas, or the experiences that shaped you. These conversations often move beyond surface topics and begin to explore more meaningful areas of life. What makes this behavior difficult to fake is that real curiosity cannot be sustained without authentic interest. Eventually, someone who is only pretending will run out of energy to keep asking or listening. But when the curiosity is real, it continues to appear naturally. Over time, this pattern reveals that the connection has shifted from being about a single shared experience to being about discovering each other as individuals. And when a man consistently shows this kind of genuine curiosity after the moment of closeness, it is a strong signal that his attention is not simply lingering on the experience. It is becoming invested in you. Another meaningful sign that a man feels deeply connected appears in the way he treats the time after the moment as something valuable rather than something to quickly leave behind. When someone is only focused on the excitement leading up to closeness, their mindset often shifts immediately once the moment passes. Their attention begins to move elsewhere, and the shared experience is treated as something that has already finished. But when a man feels emotionally drawn in, he does not behave as if the connection has ended. Instead, he naturally allows the time afterward to continue unfolding. He may stay near, talk calmly, or simply remain present without any sense of urgency. This behavior reflects something important about his mindset. He does not see the moment of closeness as the main goal. Rather, he experiences it as one part of spending meaningful time together. Because of this, there is no rush to create distance or move on to something else. He is comfortable letting the connection linger. You might notice that he stays engaged in conversation, shares quiet laughter, or even reflects on small things that happened earlier in the interaction. These simple actions show that he values the shared space between you. When someone feels hooked by a connection, they tend to slow down instead of speeding away from it. Slowing down means they are enjoying the experience of being with you rather than treating it like a completed task. This relaxed pace often creates a warm and natural atmosphere where both people feel comfortable simply existing in the moment. What makes this behavior significant is that it is driven by genuine enjoyment. People rarely linger where they feel indifferent. They stay where they feel emotionally satisfied. When a man allows the time after closeness to stretch naturally, it suggests that the connection itself feels rewarding to him. It means he is not measuring the experience by a single moment, but by the overall feeling of being together.